Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Savio Production. It's a special episode today because we are starting with something very unique. We want to talk about the sexuality of our children, what people popularly call sex education. And with me here in the studio are two amazing celebrities. This is an interesting episode because you will be filled. We chose these ladies because they are actually wonderful people. I will begin with my right. Please do introduce yourself to the viewers.
My name is Gloria Ozoeze. I'm a relationship, marriage, and family counselor. And what else?
Doctor. I can just attach the doctor. She doesn't like saying that, but I'll put it to you that is actually what made her a counselor. And on my left is...
Hello viewers, my name is Umeh. I'm a business lady.
Yes, I'm starting with you, Doc. Please, the first question is, what does sex education mean for kids?
Sex education is as simple as it sounds. Sex education. Trying to educate our children about their sexuality. Let me just stop there. I don't want to go into talking about, as we progress, I would now talk about breaking it down. But sex education is teaching our children about their sexuality.
Is it a good idea to inculcate this education to children? I mean this sex education, especially owing to the fact that some people these days feel that this is not a good idea for kids, that it's not good to expose them to issues regarding sex. What's your take as a mother about sex education to children? Is it a good idea to do that?
Yes, I think it's a good idea because you see the kind of generation that we are now is not a generation that you can say, yes, I know my child very well. And you know, some things are happening. In this generation that we are now, many things are happening. You understand? And, you know, some parents, they used to say, educating a child about sex is not good. Some used to say it's ungodly, some used to say, and so on and so forth. But for me, I think it's very, very important to educate children, to educate a child about sex at early age. I think it's very, very important so that they will not go out there getting it wrong. You understand? Even when you think that yes, my child is okay, my child don't go out, he doesn't associate with people outside. What about going to school? You understand? What about television at home and other platforms? You understand? So when like parents that think my child don't know this, my child don't know that, they know it. But in as much as we know that they know it, let's not assume that they know it all. We need to guide them so that they will not go out there to get the wrong information from the wrong person. You understand?
Yes. Thank you so much. From what you've said now, it pays to educate your kids regarding sex than allowing your kids to learn this from outside, because it can actually give them a wrong connotation about the whole idea. Yes. So you're teaching your child about this is not a way of corrupting the child, but making a guide.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I'm enjoying myself in this studio. I don't know about you, the viewers out there. So, Doc, over to you. What should parents educate their children on regards this sexuality? Are there things the parents should omit in this education, or should they just hit it wherever it is with them?
Thank you very much, Dr. Ago. I know that we don't have any exception when we are teaching children about sex. But we are going to teach our children about sex based on their age. There are certain things a child should learn depending on the child's age. But if it's about educating the child as it concerns sexuality, it has to start from when you are breastfeeding your child. You teach your child from birth till 2 years. As you're saying it, you think the child will not be listening. Even if he's not listening to you,
he tomorrow will understand that even while he or she was breastfeeding, he understood that the name of this part of my body is this. You start by teaching the child the name of the parts of his or her body. That's sex education. In the olden days, our parents used to call it so many names. My mother used to call my own Ntanta, like meat. But it is right for us to call the right name of this part of the body that we call private parts for the children right from birth. They understand it. As they grow from 2 years to 5 years, you now start telling them the places to touch and the places not to touch, especially by someone else. This is your penis. You use it to urinate, and it's a private part. Like a child that is 2 years, that can, at 2 years you'll be able to, the child is already fluent in talking. Like, because you're fluent in talking, you can mention the parts of your body. Ngozi, what is this? It's my penis. What is this? It's my breast. What is this? It's my ear. Show me all the private parts you have. The child at 2 years to 5 years will be able to show you all his or her private parts. This preparation will help this child to know when someone is doing the wrong thing to her, when the person is encroaching into her privacy. You are teaching a child privacy at that age. Then when a child is from 5 years to 8 years, you will now start teaching the child the use of those private parts. That he might know about it, but it's better it comes from the parents. I used to tell people as a counselor, the children learn moral from the home and learn academic from the school. It does not interwoven. Once you switch it, there will be a problem. Teach the child as this penis is used for urinating. This, your breast, is what you're going to use to feed your children in due course when you grow. This, your ear, is for listening and is sensitive. This, your eyes, is for seeing. Just teach them the use of those parts. When the child now gets, from 8 years, the child is, some of them have started touching some parts of their body without even knowing it. They are already learning their own sensuality. They are beginning to become sensual. You now tell them that even if they know that they can feel some certain sensation when they touch some certain part of their body, it is not right for them to use it at that age. That them touching their body or their body reacting to anything should be for when they are already into adulthood. That is from 9 years to 12 years, my dear, your child is already in puberty stage. And that time, he is now or she is struggling with all the emotions that come with puberty. That time, you now tell her, it is right for you to feel to want to have sex. But having sex is for adults. It is right for you to see that your breast is developing. It is right, because if you don't develop breast as a girl, you will not be able to have children. And even if you have, you will not be able to feed them. It is right for you to sometimes see something discharge from your body. It is because you are a human being. So that's why I said it is stage by stage. By the time the girl is already 12 years, she has understood everything about her sexuality and knows when someone is going to encroach into her private part and will not let the person. They say knowledge is power. When a child is knowledgeable about his or her own body, she'll be able to use that her body well and at the right time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, what you are saying have really struck me, because I see you talk about theories of Erik Erikson, Jean Piaget, Sigmund Freud on sexuality of kids, and it's actually an amazing education. Whoever misses this clip will miss a lot. Thank you so much. It's been amazing having you here this evening. This takes me to yet another important question. There are things we are actually looking at so that our viewers can understand what made this important. So what do you feel could be the importance of this education? If we educate our kids, what advantage is it for us that are educating them? What do we stand to gain? And even for them as kids, what do they stand to gain?
Parents normally feel ashamed of talking with their children about sex. Once is sex. Some feel ashamed of talking to their children about sex. Then some will not go straight to the point. Some will not give their children the facts You understand? So will not give their children the fact. Once in fact, if both parents, like mother and father, like both parents can come together, talk to their children about sex and sexuality, it will make their children more comfortable to come back to them and ask more questions. You understand? They will be so free. Like, even when somebody out there touches them, like, they'll come back home and say, mommy, somebody touched me here and somebody touched me.
In fact, as you just touched me,
you know, it's being free. It's being free. Yeah. You understand? But when you hide things, some things, like my second said, when you hide things like the name that you're supposed to, all the names of parts of their body and the functions. You understand? When you start hiding things or painting it, what some people used to call penis and tanta, and you understand? You call penis, breast, vagina. You understand? Then their functions, and then guide your kids. You understand? Educating them, making them come close to you. Some of our parents are very busy, very busy parents that they don't even have time for their kids. It's house help, go and do this. In fact, mommy, they will shout on that child. Go and meet house help. Are you that busy parents that you don't even have time for your kids?
Okay, so invariably you are saying that the importance of this lies on making the kids to be more closer to the parents, so that they will open up to them.
And still come back to ask more questions. You see, when they are getting to their puberty age, like from 9 to 11 and above, you know, those sex education need to be more pronounced. You understand? From that 2 years, from that year up, you know, you explain it. You talk to your children. You explain it in their level of understanding. And mind you that the more they are growing up, the more you are chipping in, the more you give them more education on it. You see, like girls from 9 age up, if you didn't tell your baby girl of menstruation, that's so time, this kind of a thing will be coming out from your body, and this is what it is. If you didn't explain it well to the child, that first menstruation normally comes unannounced, and when that happens to your daughter out there, the person will be so ashamed to walk, so ashamed and so embarrassed. You understand? But when you educate them early, before that, the person will know the person will know what she's going to face.
Thank you so much. You see, this is why I said that this is actually a full packed package. Thank you for those points you are making, especially those points that struck on that if you don't tell a girl child that this is menstruation, the girl feels ashamed of it when she goes out. If you don't tell a girl child that this can cause you pregnancy, this and that happens. I'll tell this story before I get into the other one. This story is about a family that we are busy, because this is actually bringing me to you. A family that we are busy teaching their girl children that this whole thing about sex is not good to do it this way, rather do it this way. Now, for instance, what then happens to this situation where you see a family teaching the children, if a man tells you he's using condom on you, run, that man does not love you. And I found a family within my line of profession where this is their case. And lo and behold, only one girl child survived. All of them got pregnant outside because they were feeling that to have sex with protection according to their mother is wrong. So what do you think is disadvantage of this sex education, especially when it is done wrongly? What havoc can it constitute?
Thank you very much, Doc, once more. What is What is me? I believe that if you want to do anything, you have to do it right. What is supposed to be, what is to be done, is to be done right. Because as a parent, that's why I said that before. Morals come from home, and academic come from school. If you teach any child wrongly at home, the child will live with it, and the consequences are about. If you don't know what to say to your child about her sexuality, don't say anything. Do not confuse your child, because if you confuse your child, he or she will be confused for life. Friends are saying this, and again, they will get into more trouble because this came from the home, whether from the mother or from the father. But I still want to say here, like I mentioned before, from 9 years to 12 years, your child should be aware of the contraceptives or a way to prevent pregnancies. Let me tell you why I said this. Some people there will say, hey, this woman is saying we should teach our children how to protect themselves from sex. Yes. Teach your children how to protect themselves from contracting STDs, HIV, getting pregnant. Do you know why? You are talking to your child. Your child has his or her own head, and nobody controls anyone's emotion. You can say anything you want to say, but the only thing you cannot control about your child is his or her emotions. Some of them has what they call high libido. Some have low libido. Most of them that are holy that do not have sex, most of them have low libido. And it's not anybody's fault that they have low libido. Most of them that have high libido, whether you like it or not, they are going to have sex without them. No child tells the mother that I'm going to have sex. But what you do is tell them the implication of having sex before marriage. Tell them the implication of using the contraceptives. Make them be aware of the implications of every action they are about to take about their sexuality. Then allow them to make their decisions. They are human beings. But make sure that whatever you're telling them is the right thing.
Okay. Now this is getting me. Let me readjust. Thank you so much, because it's actually been a very serious debate in this field. But thank you, especially the way you ended it. Tell them the right thing, guide them properly. If you don't know what to say, keep quiet. I think that's so amazing. I received a message recently on my page asking me that, see, I want to tell you that I have HIV, but I am saying it now because I have determined that I'm going to make sure that I will not die alone. All those men out there, I said, please, can you come to the office so that we can discuss this, your situation? She said, I don't want to come anywhere. I got your contact from somewhere. Say you are a counselor. Okay, see, this is what I'm telling you, but just know that people are going to die. This brings me to the last question, which would be an advice. I would like to know, what is your advice to viewers out there who are listening to us, especially to these viewers who are having problem with digesting? Should they tell their kids this or not? What would be your best advice to?
The more you are scared of teaching them is the more they go out getting the wrong information. Please, educate your children about sex and sexuality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To you, Doc, I would like to know, this is about parents now. I want to know, what would be your advice to viewers out there who are children, victims of this uneducatedness? What would you advise these kids out there who had no opportunities? Let us not actually blame it on parents. Let's say that these kids do not actually have parents, or they've lost their parents who would have given them this tutorial. Please, what becomes a way of guiding them, especially at their tender ages? What do you have to say about that?
All right, thank you very much, Doc. I know that all of us don't have equal opportunity of being with our parents or being with our guardian. But no matter where you are, no matter who you are, you can always talk to someone. If you don't have a teacher in the school you can confide in, because I know all of us, most of the kids out there, they go to school. Confide in there's someone you can call, someone I call a guardian, someone that I can trust. Just if you have any question, you can look for a counselor around. Even if it's not your counselor in your school or anywhere, talk to someone, an adult, because peer group, they can mess things up for us that will go a long way in harming us in due course. But I would like to say this. I know you say I should talk to children, right? There's something I want to chip into parents.
Right.
Talking about sex is not easy. Do you know that? It's not easy to open your mouth and talk to your children about sex. Even as we are saying it now, we are aware. That's why we can talk sex, talk penis, talk vagina. It's not easy to mention those words. But I have a guide for parents out there. You must not start by saying, hey, this is penis, this is vagina. You can start with a story that will lead to that. If you want your children to open up to you, start a story. Or you are watching a movie, something happens, you pick it up from there and you will start deliberating. Again, it's about parenting. It's about knowing your child. It's about being able to be a parent. Parenting is the hardest task there is for any human being to accomplish. And I know that God that gave you children knows that you can be their parent. That's why He did it. So please, do not be afraid of talking about sex to your children, because you are going to be preventing them from STDs. You are preventing them from unwanted pregnancies. You're preventing them from getting their schooling cut short. Because when you talk about unwanted pregnancy, you're talking about the girls, right? But some boys, when they get girls pregnant, the girls are forced on them down their throats, and they will stop their progress by going to do menial jobs to provide a camp for the little baby in the womb. So please, we need to gather children.
Thank you so much. I would have said a round of applause, but how will you be clapping? Oh, you clap from your home. Please just start clapping, start clapping, start clapping. Thank you so much. You don't know how delighted I am. Now I know that actually it can cost me fortune to bring you guys here, but it is not a failure. I'm so impressed. Thank you, and I hope that when we call you again, you will also be here. This is Savio Production. Keep watching. Subscribe. Don't fail to subscribe, because we'll be bringing you more of this. And of course, we know they carry lakhs when it comes to those we invite. So thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Lolo. Please, viewers, help me thank these our celebrities. Thank you so much.
Love you
guys.
guys.